And welcome back to my channel. Anyway, and all Lulu will love me for that because she loves YouTube. Yeah, I know I look completely different if you've seen my last video. But I felt like I just wanted to look a bit nice this time round. Yeah, I was in hospital the other day for 2 days, so I've just been feeling a bit shitty this week, and I thought, why not throw my wig on, put a bit of makeup on and feel nice. So yeah, I'm a catfish, who cares? Isn't everyone these days? So if you see my last video, you know we were talking about how I got diagnosed and a bit of the fertility side that I went down. So I'm probably just gonna talk about my chemotherapy, and this is what I personally am going through. Everyone's different, everyone reacts differently to different drugs. So if you're going through this and I say, oh, this happened to me, it might not happen to you, so don't want to scare you. But yeah, it's just my personal journey. Everyone's different. So isn't it weird when you got hair freaking just mess it all the time? This is me fake wig. This is just synthetic hair, so that's why it looks a little bit shiny. But I did put a bit of dry shampoo on it just because I've got the light on. So yeah, so after my fertility treatment, my egg collection, I'm in St Helens Hospital. It's in the Lilac Centre. So I went and met with Macmillan nurse and my hematology. I don't know all the words. I'm not a doctor. She's a cancer nurse anyway. So they just was telling me about what the plan was. So I'm meant to be on chemotherapy for 6 months. My other doctor did say if it's going okay and I get a scan and it's looking better, I can come off it. But I had my scan results back last week, and it's really good. She said it's shrinking loads. Obviously I'll try and put a picture. I'm not that good with technology to what my neck was like. So it is so much better. It's gone down loads, and it went down after the second chemotherapy that I had. So that was really good signs. So yeah, so the results came back. It's shrinking loads. So that is it's good. But obviously I was well, the other doctor said if it was good and the results were really good and stuff like that, that I couldn't come off treatment at 4 months instead of 6 months. And she said he never mentioned that in the meeting, so I'm still till Christmas. And it shouldn't be done because I was hoping that I didn't have to get as much treatment, obviously. But it's going, so I've got to be happy about that, haven't I? So yeah. So trying to because I had so much, trying to think back to my first one. I did record videos for myself, but they were a bit messy and stuff like that, and a bit raw. I wouldn't have wanted to post them. So yeah, so I'm on ADVB chemotherapy. I go to Lilac Centre every 2 weeks to get that done. I'm in there for a few hours. I've got a pick in my arm, so it's like permanently there. It's just like a wire and it goes through down wherever. I don't know. I did see it on the X-rays, like there's, I think it's down to your lungs or something. So it gets pumped in quicker, easier, instead of getting needles every time, because I look like I'm like the veiniest person ever, but no one can ever get a cannula in me. So yeah, so I do that. So the first time that I got chemotherapy, I was really sick. To be honest, I'm sick all the time from it. But as I said, like when I'm hungover, I vomit. Like, I know it's horrible. I'm so sorry, but I'm just like, I must just be like quite nauseous person. Because like I do speak to a lot of people, I speak to people when I go there, and no one really is ever as sick as me. To be fair, not like saying, oh, I'm always sick. I mean like physically nauseous. So yeah, so that's fun. But normally it lasts for like a week, and most, like every time I get it, like it cuts a day. Like sometimes it's like the first time I had it, I was like sick for a whole week, and then I was only like getting better by like the day before chemotherapy again. So it's getting better, but yeah, I've just been, this time I just feel like I haven't been well. Like I feel like I haven't been out the house, and I'm getting it again on Tuesday. Just because I was in hospital and stuff like that with a chest infection. So that's it. It's like if I get high temperature and anything, like I have to ring the hospital, and then I have to go to A&E and stuff like that, or by ambulance. So yeah, it's just one of them, isn't it? But I feel better today. I've been on antibiotics and stuff like that, so I'm feeling better. Yeah, I'm trying to I don't want to waffle on too much, because I think when I'm filming it like right after, like it's like if I filmed it right after chemotherapy, it'd be like so fresh and whatever. I'm trying to like go back on things, aren't I, that I've replayed. So yeah, actually I just want to go back to when I got told about the chemotherapy and like what the route was and stuff like that. That was really, it's funny, like I had in the back of my head, I'm sure someone told me that I weren't going to lose my hair. I don't know if it was like the doctors or it was Kenny, don't know. But I just had in my head that I weren't losing my hair. So when I went and seen the doctors, and they were telling me the plan of action, what was going to happen, she told me that I was going to lose my hair, and I was just like, just bursting into tears, and it was a bit of a shock to me because I didn't think it was going to happen, obviously. But it's one of them, isn't it? And like the little video that I put on my Instagram, and I was like, this is when I had hair, obviously, and I was like, and no, I'm not even bothered about losing my hair. No, you say that when you've got hair. Like I didn't think I was going to be bothered about losing my hair, because I've had shaved hair before, not like what it is now, but I've had like really short pixie cuts and stuff like that, and I had them for years. But there's shaving your head out of choice, and your hair falling out is completely different, and yeah, it's a really traumatic thing, and I didn't realise how much it was going to affect me, till obviously it started happening. I started losing my hair probably second chemotherapy in, and if you know me, you know my hair was so thick, so it took quite a while to go really patchy and baldy, and I was holding onto it for dear life, and I don't know why, because it was upsetting me so much. I ended up cutting it into a bob, like probably a month or two ago. We cut it into like the most wonkiest bob ever, but it just what I felt like it was, yeah, so it was like the wonkiest bob ever, but I needed the length off it, because I felt like it was like, when it was coming out, it was just, when it was long, it was getting dead tatty, because when I was waking up and it was coming out, it was getting tattered. And I couldn't wash my hair anymore, because it was just horrible. And like, as I said, I don't want to scare people, but yeah, it's just, I don't think anyone can prepare you for that, do you know what I mean, unless you're going through it. And but then I got Kenny to shave it one day. I was just sick on the couch, and it was when we had that hot weather, and I was living in woolly hats. I've got a million trillion hats, I've got wigs and everything, but because it was so hot, I always just felt like most comfortable in like my little woolly beanie. So, and I was like, it needs to go. So we shaved it all off, and the videos, obviously, that's on my Instagram. I will try and put it on now, wherever it might go. I told you, I'm crap at technology, so I'm sorry if it doesn't get posted, just look on my Instagram. But yeah, so we shaved that, and I was like, I feel so much better. Why didn't I do that weeks ago? Why was I holding on to like literally little tiny strands of hair? I don't know why. It was absolutely stupid, but I just didn't want to let it go, did I? But yeah, like, I wouldn't go out when my hair was falling out. I wouldn't go out without a hat on, and I had bits of, like, I had hair, but it was like baldy on the top. But then when it was shaved, I don't care about going out with like no hair. I felt like more empowered by the baldiness than, I felt like people would look at me more. I don't know, but I feel better going out with no hair than with a wig on as well. I feel like I'm like faffing when I've got hair on. I'm like always faffing with it, and I'm like, does it look like a wig? Oh my god, I don't want people to think that I'm hard, and I don't know. That's how I feel about it anyway. But yeah, when my hair was falling out, it was like it was just falling out on the top mostly, so it still had like stragglers. So I used to love having my beanie on, and used to have like these two little tiny bits of hair like that. I was like, but it still looks like I've got hair, doesn't it? Yeah, like reassure me. But yeah, I feel loads better. Well, going out and stuff with no scarf on it, and that. Like I went out with my friend last week for something to eat, and I was like, I feel like they're saying, like, these two girls on the next table, I felt like they were saying something about me, but I didn't let it get me upset or anything. I was like, fuck them, like, do you know what I mean? And then when I was in hospital the other day, someone said that they thought I was a boy, and she was trying to be funny about it, and I tried to like react like I didn't really care. no, it didn't care, do you know what I mean? Like, I went like, I won't go home and cry about it. I just thought it was a bit, like, they had short hair, and they were like, and I was like, but you chose to shave your hair off. Like, I never, do you know what I mean? Like, she was like, oh, I call the boy all the time. I'm like, I don't think I look like a boy, so I'm putting shit up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, didn't even care. Human. But yeah. So I have about 1 million wigs. I don't know why I'm chatting about 20 minutes about this. Is I get like this. I'm so sorry. You know what? Like, it's like I'm on steroids as well, and it's funny because like I sometimes FaceTime my sister, and it's like you're on smack. Like, that's the only way I can explain it. Not smack speed. I don't know what it's like to be on either. Speeds, that's what I meant, speeds. You're high and low, like, so you're like, oh, and I feel like I'm a bit like that now. Like, I'm just going, yeah, so what we were talking about, chemotherapy. Yeah, enough about wigs. If you've got any questions about wigs, like you want to know where I've bought all my wigs from and stuff like that, yeah, just give me a message and I'll let you know. Obviously the pink wig isn't for everyone, but yeah, this is my beauty room, so I have got about 1 million hats, like literally. I'm like, who do I want to be today? Do I want to be Thomas the Tank, friggin' the fat instructor, Indiana Jones, no, some caps, scarves, you name it, I've got it. So yeah, so if anyone wants to know, you know what, it's so good now, they're like, wigs, scarves and hats are in so much, so thank God. Yeah, I don't know what we were talking about now, because I've just like railed off the subjects with me friggin' smack heads, speed heads, whatever. Cute, might delete this later. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Talking about my chemotherapy. Yeah, so I'm normally bad for a week, bedbound for a week, then okay for another week. Just get really tired all the time. Get tired when I go upstairs and stuff like that. But yeah, I do have good days, and obviously when I'm posting my pictures and my videos and stuff like that, it's a good day. Most of the time, I'm in bed, asleep, or being sick. So, yeah, like, and just things like you just don't think of, like when I was telling you about the when I was talking to this person about going through this, and I was like, make sure you get isolated, make sure you get that, and he was like, why? It's like, you get such bad mouth ulcers. They've gone for me now. I only got them in like first, second treatment, so they do go. But yeah, get isolated, like, because if you're feeling sick and your mouth sore, they are like a miracle. Kenny went on his motorbike one day, and he like had his little backpack on and went to Iceland, and he was just got like 20 packs of ice pops and stuff for me. So yeah, the weird thing that I've had that like I've told like the nurses about, and they're like, they did say there was a side effect of like obviously because my immune system's so low, so like when I cut and stuff like that or a bruise, I take quite a while to heal. But my fingers, and like this is my job, like I do nails for a living, do you know what I mean? I need my fingers, so like, and it's my right hand as well that it's happened to the most, and I get my chemotherapy through the left arm, so don't even, and it's always, it never bothers me for a week, and then when I'm like due to get it again, my fingers flare up bad. So I have biab on my nails, just like a gel on my natural nails, but obviously like super long. I did snap that one, how sad. But I get blisters. They said in hospital they look like they're infected with willows, but I don't think they're willows personally. Like, I've done nails for like 15 years. It's like, you know, like you get an ingrown nail, it's like that. So I think my nails grow like that, so they're growing into my skin, and obviously it's just making them flare up, so they're just so sore, and I get really like hard skin and like little lumps on that finger. But one of my friends suggested Medi honey, and that's helped a lot. It hasn't healed them, but it keeps them at bay. Do you know what I mean? It's a barrier cream, so it like prevents them from getting like worse. Where they were going like a bit greeny and infected, and I couldn't even like, I was picking stuff up, and I was picking stuff up like that, because like I couldn't really use my fingers. But at the moment they're sore, do you know what I mean? They're sore, but I'm going to take my nails off today, which is really sad, because yeah, I love my long talons. But you know, gotta do it, haven't I? And I get really sore skin around my toes as well, and when I go walking, like my hands and that swell up really bad and get like, you know, like dead stiff. So yeah, so that's like probably the worst, from being sick to like having sore fingers and stuff like that. Like that's probably the worst of it, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't really know what else to say now. I think I've like went through it all. But yeah, like I'm okay now. I'm all good this today. But yeah, I think that's like up to date to now. I think we've covered. But yeah, if anyone wants me to film anything else, you probably won't, because you're not really that bothered. But yeah, I just wanted to keep updated on how I'm doing, and yeah, that is all I think. So see you next time.